Well, welcome out to Conestee Park here in Greenville, South Carolina. Our apologies for the delay to start. Basically, what happened is there was some miscommunication in terms of the start time with the umpire crew for today's baseball game. Originally supposed to be underway at 4 o'clock, and about 3:45, the coaches started to get a little bit nervous and called one of the umpires, and they were still very much en route. So had to wait for both of the umpires to get here before we could get this game started, but it is going to be a single game here. Bruins taking on Maryville College out of Tennessee. These two teams playing just a couple of weeks ago, with the Bruins falling 11-1 in that matchup up in Tennessee. Johnny Gaiman bringing you the call here this afternoon on a perfect day here in Greenville. Pollen is a little bit high, but the weather is absolutely gorgeous today. I am showing right now about 77 degrees. Partly cloudy sky, beautiful afternoon, evening here at the ballpark. We'll run through the starting lineups here momentarily. It'll be Ethan Rogers on the mound for the Bruins here in this one. Fun fact about Ethan, he's actually the pitcher that got the first win in Bruins history last year, coming in relief and getting the win for the Bruins in their victory over Johnson. Running through the lineup for the Bruins, it's Colby Hogan, who will lead off for the Bruins in right field. Riley Ramsey in center field. Cole Pearson at third base. Zach Burke at first. Daniel Barcina at catching. Conley Burke at shortstop. Shane Peruch in the DH slot. Chad Bain at second base. Isaiah Brandt in left field. And as I said, Ethan Rogers on the mound. Maryville College coming into this one at 20-8 on the season. Bruins, of course, coming off their first home series win in program history as they took 2 of 3 over the weekend against Payne College. Warm-ups are complete, and we are about ready to go here. Top of the first inning, as it'll be Gabe Lopez starting things off for the Scots. Gabe Lopez, the shortstop for the Scots. Ethan Rogers notoriously working out of the stretch, and that first pitch by Rogers is ripped right back up the middle. So one pitch, one hit for the Scots here to open the ball game. Again, if you're just joining us, we did have a pretty significant delay to start this game. So that one right there at 5:26 was the first pitch of the evening. A little miscommunication with the umpire crew, as they had been communicated that the start time was different than it was. And so thankfully everybody's here and we're able to play some baseball. Barcina ripping it down to second base, and again, that first pitch is going to result in a steal as Gabe Lopez takes second. And just like that, is in scoring position. As I said, these two teams played a couple of weeks ago up in Tennessee, with the Scots defeating BJU 11-1 in that game. Coach Helton not afraid to be aggressive here in the early goings, and that's going to be a strike called, so no balls and 2 strikes now against Nelson Smith, the left fielder for the Scots. Rogers looking at the runner and delivers the 0-2. This one ripped into left field. That's going to find its way down. Brandt cutting it off. Going to rifle it to try to get it home. The cutoff on the way. Pitch on the way in time. What a relay. Cole Pearson with an absolutely brilliant throw on the cutoff. And that's what you work on in practice right there, folks. Brandt to Pearson, and Barcina kept the tag, and that keeps the runner off the board for the Scots. That'll bring up third baseman Zach Graham. One out here in the top of the first. Strike on the outside corner. Rogers working out of the stretch again. This one fouled off towards the first base side, and it's going to find its way into the bleachers. And again, the count 0-2. Rogers doing a good job, especially with his off-speed pitches early on, as he's got an 0-2 on Zach Graham. First of 4 games this week for the Bruins. They play tonight, and then they'll be on the road in North Carolina coming up on Friday and Saturday against Mid-Atlantic Christian. Rogers in the 0-2. This one fouled off once again. Count remains 0-2. This one chopped towards second base. Chad Bain fields it cleanly over to first in time. The runner will advance to third base, but that'll be the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up first baseman Christian Carlton.
Now batting Christian Carlton.
This one flied just over beyond second base, and Chad Bain will drift into shallow right field, pulls it in, and the Bruins able to get out of the inning. Our score going into the bottom of the first, 0-0 here at Conestee.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 36, Colby Hogan.
Colby Hogan will lead things off for the Bruins here in the bottom of the first. Bruins able to get out of the first after an opening single, and did not end up turning into anything. Tanner Hurd will be the pitcher for the Scots in this one. Again, standalone game here at Conestee Park. 1-game series between these two teams. Bruins will be on the road this weekend. Ripped down the first base line, but that's going to drift into foul territory. That'll even the count 1-1 to Hogan. The 1-1 from Hurd. That's going to be low and outside. Count moves to 2-1. Swinging strike from Pearson evens the count at 2-2 now. Again, we had a delay to start this game. We had the umpire crew delayed in their arrival, so you are tuning in. It is the bottom of the first. We just got underway as that one fouled off from Colby Hogan. high and inside. Good at bat for Colby Hogan here as the count moves to full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that's going to hit Hogan actually in the shoulder. So that'll put him aboard. Would have been a ball anyways, so Hogan is aboard to begin the inning for the Bruins, and that'll bring up number 5, Riley Ramsey, the center fielder.
Now batting number 5, Riley Ramsey.
Riley Ramsey, what a series he had over the weekend. Of course, on Friday night, he had the hit that brought home the winning run and followed it up with a strong performance in game 2 of the game 1 of the doubleheader on Saturday. The last couple of games, this 1 through 4 part of the lineup has really done well. This one chopped towards shortstop, and not going to be able to make a play on it is Lopez. E6 on the shortstop, as very easily could have been a double play for the Scots. Instead, it's runners aboard at first and second. And that'll bring up number 38, Cole Pearson, the third baseman for the Bruins. Whereas Pearson had a tremendous relay throw in the top of the first if you missed it. Brandt had a great throw in from left field, and Pearson grabbed it and quickly threw it home, and a perfect throw right where Barcina needed to apply the tag. That first pitch is fouled off. It's going to be inside and a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one chopped, and we're going to have a foul ball, and that's a good call by the umpire there, as that one hit the ground and then went off of Pearson into fair play. So that's a foul, according to the rules. But sometimes an umpire can miss that call because you see that little dribbler in front of home plate and think that the ball just happened to go that way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. The 1-2. Chop towards the right field side. That's going to find its way down. And that actually is going to score Colby Hogan from second. As again, it was Ian Campbell out in right field who had made an initial play on it. So
Now batting number 14, Zach Burke.
Zach Burke will come up for the Bruins as they have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Courtesy of a hit by Cole Pearson, which drove in Colby Hogan. And that's going to hit Zach Burke, actually. So Hurd having some struggles here in the bottom of the first. He hit Hogan to begin the inning. And now the Bruins have quietly gotten bases loaded once again. Daniel Barcina takes his first at bat. You know, the Bruins would love to blow this one open early as this one chopped back up the middle, goes back home, and that's going to be a force out at home, so that'll be the first out of the inning on a fielder's choice. So Riley Ramsey is out at the plate. Bases stay loaded as Conley Burke will come up for the Bruins. Burke going to rip this one back up the middle, and that one caught at the pitcher's mound. So Hurd, after starting off the inning slowly, gets the out and then gets the line drive out and quickly throws over to third base for the double play, and that'll end the first. We go to the top of the second. Bruins up 1-0. Jimmy Meredith will lead things off for the Scots here in the top of the second. Bruins have a 1-0 lead here at Conestee Park. If you're just joining us, yes, you're reading or hearing that correctly. We are just in the second inning. A little miscommunication with the umpire crew as to the start time for today's game. So it was supposed to get underway at 4 o'clock, and we kept checking in with the umpires multiple times as they were en route. Okay, how far are you away now? How far are you away now? So thankfully they got here as quickly as they could, and we were able to get underway here. If you're just joining us as well, you missed the first inning. The Scots started things off with a hit, but then the Bruins quickly went down 1-2-3. And then in the bottom of the first, it was Cole Pearson who singled home Colby Hogan. And that is our score so far. Bruins 1, Scots nothing here in the top of the second. Ethan Rogers on the mound. It's going to bring up Max Bowers, the center fielder for the Scots. And Barcina trying to frame that outside corner. Umpire not giving it this time. 1 ball, 1 strike. And 1 out here in the second. Off-speed pitch is high and inside. Moves it to 2-1. This one chopped towards shortstop. Conley Burke fields it cleanly over to first in time, and that'll be the second out of the inning. That's one thing about Ethan Rogers. From a velocity standpoint, he's not a guy that's going to just blow it past you, but he does a great job with his off-speed and fastball mix-ups to where he does a very good job of keeping batters guessing. This will bring up Zach Fritz, the DH for the Scots.
Now batting number 26, Zach
Swinging strong at that high fastball. That evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the second. The 1-1 off speed, outside and high makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. That's high and inside. Make it 3 balls and 1 strike now. Rogers trying to work out of falling behind in the count here. He's got 2 outs, though. And that's going to be outside. So Fritz aboard with a walk. And that'll bring up number 5, Kendall Catlett.
Oh, number 4. Okay.
Fritz is getting a pretty large lead at first base. This one ripped down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases as that one goes off the wall. Fritz going to be stopped at third. And we're going to actually get a rundown here. And Burke actually dropped the ball in the pickle. And in the rundown there, Fritz was going to be tagged out, and Burke went to apply the tag, and Fritz, as he ran into the tag, dislodged the ball. And that's a tough break for the Bruins, as that would have gotten them out of the inning. And now runners on second and third, and that'll bring up right fielder Ian Campbell. Rogers falls behind in the count, 1-0. And again, this is where the Bruins need to bear down here and forget about that last play and get out of this inning. This one fouled straight back, 1 ball and 1 strike now. Still 2 outs here in the top of the second. Swinging strike on the changeup. Moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Like I said, Rogers does a great job of mixing up his pitches. He's very unpredictable. And for a batter, it's really hard to gauge when a pitcher is delivering that way because, again, when you are thinking fastball and a curveball comes, and especially Ethan does a great job as well from his release point, his fastball and off-speed stuff really is the same delivery. 1 ball, 2 strikes, outside fastball, and Campbell not chasing that time. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Still 2 outs here in the top of the second. This one ripped down the third base line, and that's going to find its way into the seats and will come squirting back out into the field, actually. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging strike. Rogers able to get out of the inning. Runners left on second and third. Bruins still have a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the second. Stay with us. Shane Peruch will lead things off for the Bruins here in the bottom of the second. Peruch, the DH for the Bruins today. Again, standalone game. I normally would say it's going to be a 9-inning game, but I do wonder with the delayed start time if the two teams will end it early, maybe at 7 instead. Because, again, you have a team from Tennessee who no doubt wanted a 4 o'clock start time to be able to get back at a decent hour tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike to Peruch. This one outside, and great job that time, actually, by Kendall Catlett to be able to reach for that outside fastball. Hurd on the 2-1. This one fouled off behind first base side. And it'll find its way into the bleachers. Bruins have the bottom of the lineup here is Peruch, Bain, and Brandt. And that one swung on by Peruch, and that will be a strikeout to begin the inning. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Again, I've said it a couple times in the broadcast so far, but you did hear that correctly. We are only in the bottom of the second. We had a delay to start the game with the umpire crew arriving late, and mainly just due to a miscommunication in terms of start time. And so as a result, we just got underway at about 5:25-ish. And so here in the bottom of the second, Bruins have a 1-0 advantage. Outside fastball, and Bain doesn't chase. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one chopped towards the shortstop. Lopez fields in time over to first. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Isaiah Brandt will be the batter for the Bruins, the left fielder. And Zay with 2 outs, hoping to keep this inning alive.
Now batting number 2, Zay Brandt.
This one fouled off to begin the at-bat. No balls and 1 strike. Inside fastball, almost got him again. Again, in the bottom of the first inning, it was 2 different Bruins batters who got hit by a pitch. But since then, Hurd has done a good job of finding his locations. That one low and outside. So now 2 balls and 1 strike. High and outside, make it 3 balls and 1 strike. This one fouled off down the first base side and goes into the bleachers. That'll draw the count to full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. This one coming back, and that one's going to be low. So Isaiah Brandt will be aboard with the walk. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Colby Hogan.
Now batting number 36, Colby Hogan.
Breaking ball starts off the at-bat with a strike. chopped over to the first base side. And going to ring him up on the fastball on the outside corner, so that'll end the bottom of the second inning. We go to the third. Bruins leading 1-0. We are back underway here at Conestee Park. Bruins with a 1-0 lead going into the top of the third inning. And it'll be the top of the lineup for the Scots as Gabe Lopez, the shortstop, will start things off for Maryville. He started things off at the beginning of the game with a first pitch single right up the middle of the diamond. And Rogers coming back with a good breaking ball to start the at-bat. He moves ahead 0-1. Breaking ball once again, going to find the strike zone once again as well. So quickly 0-2 after two straight breaking balls. And again, Ethan Rogers hasn't gotten a lot of starts so far this season, but a great play over at shortstop there by Conley Burke, moving to his left and grabbing the line drive for the first out of the inning. But I was saying with Ethan Rogers, again, that delivery style, and he just is a guy that comes with a lot of pitches. And when you're a batter and you're thinking about the scouting report on the pitcher that you're going to face, when they can throw a variety of different pitches, it makes it difficult to be choosy. Not so for Nelson Smith that time as he goes after the first pitch and seeing I single between third and short. And that'll bring up Zach Graham, the third baseman. One ball and no strikes. This one fouled off behind home plate. One out here in the top of the third. This one back over to first. It's another thing about catcher Daniel Barcina. He is not afraid to hurl it down to any of the bases. He sees a batter leading off. He has caught a number of different runners over the course of his 2-year career with the Bruins. Two balls, one strike, one out here in the top of the third. This one chopped right back up the middle. Really just going to have one play, and that's going to be an out at first. So Burke gets the runner at first. It does advance Smith over to second. 2 outs here in the third inning. But a runner now in scoring position for Christian Carlton.
Now batting number 28, Christian Carlton.
This one hit into the left center field gap.
I thought I heard somebody say. Somebody said balk. Yeah, I thought I heard.
And so they're going to call a balk actually here. So that's going to negate the flyout, which would have ended the inning. And I think the reason for the balk, I think Rogers, from an umpire perspective, you have to come set as a pitcher and actually bring your glove to a rest before you proceed to make your stretch towards home plate. And I think that time Rogers got a little bit too quick in his routine. So that'll put the runner on third. And this one going to be roped towards center field. Riley Ramsey will secure it. And the Bruins get out of the inning. 1-0 our score as we go to the bottom of the third here at Conestee.
Now batting number 5, Riley Ramsey.
Riley Ramsey will lead things off for the Bruins here in the bottom of the third. It is 2-3-4 for the Bruins here as they look to extend their lead. They have a 1-0 advantage. It was Cole Pearson who singled home Colby Hogan in the bottom of the first, and that has been the only run so far. Hurd outside and high once again. 2 balls and no strikes. So right down the middle, but fouled behind home plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the Bruins will be on the road this weekend. This is the lone home game here this week, and then the Bruins will be on the road for the next couple of weeks. Actually, our next home game not until 2 weeks from today as they welcome Brevard College, and that'll be the last week of home games for the season. Hard to believe we're already almost through year 2 of Bruins baseball, at least from a home perspective, and that'll put Riley Ramsey aboard with a walk. And that'll bring up third baseman Cole Pearson.
Now batting number 38, Cole Pearson.
Zach Burke on deck. Barcina in the hole. Difficulty for runners on first. Ramsey going to go on the first pitch, and the ball getting away, actually. What a great throw that time by catcher Kendall Catlett, but unfortunately, Ramsey sliding right into the glove and popping it out. It's the second time we've seen that happen today, where the defensive player goes to apply the tag and the ball pops out after making contact with the runner. So Ramsey on second. And this one going to be popped up over towards first base. First baseman is under it, and Carlton will secure it for the first out of this third inning. That'll bring up Zach Burke, the first baseman for the Bruins.
Now batting number 14, Zach Burke.
This one inside. Ramsey, as the ball gets away, Ramsey moves over to third. The Bruins looking to build on their slim lead. It's 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. There's one out. This one roped towards right center field. Will be deep enough to score the runner on the fly. And that'll bring home Riley Ramsey. And the Bruins now up 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. 2 outs, and that'll bring Daniel Barcina to the plate.
Yes. And a point. And out of run. Yeah, you got it.
Outside and low. Swinging strike from Barcina. Evens the count at 1-1 strike. Barcina cutting at that one again. That one off speed. 1-2 strikes now with 2 outs here in the third. Hurd on the 0-2. Swinging strike, and down goes Barcina, and that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the fourth. Bruins added to their lead. It's now 2-0 here at Conestee. We will start the top of the fourth. Bruins up 2-0 as Ethan Rogers continues his day on the mound. This one skied towards center field. Ramsey running in and almost overran it as he had to slow up and catch the ball above his head. But that's the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Max Bowers. This one ripped down the third base line, but foul.
I'll take your bike out. We can talk. No, thanks. Is that a fair trade-off? Nope. Yeah, I saw it.
Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Finding the middle of the plate, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes now with 1 out. Here in the top of the fourth. That one fouled off. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. One fouled off behind home plate, and that's going to make its way towards us, actually, and just to the left of us. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, still 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Again, the start time for this one delayed as we had a delay in the umpires arriving. This one skied towards left field, back to the wall, and that's going to carry and get out of here. Bowers hit that one to left field, and it was carrying, and Brandt continued to make his way back to the wall and eventually just ran out of real estate. Bowers will put the Scots on the board. It's 2-1. The DH, Zach Fritz, will come up now as the Scots have some life here in the top of the fourth. This one outside and high. This one ripped right back up the middle, and Fritz is aboard for the Scots with a 1-out single. That'll bring up the catcher, Kendall Catlett. Fritz gets his lead at first. Rogers, quick pickoff move over there. Bruins still up 2-1 here in the fourth. This one skied towards center field, should be playable for Riley Ramsey, and Ramsey will pull in the routine fly ball for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up right fielder Ian Campbell. Fritz still with a generous lead over at first. This one inside, and that's going to hit Campbell. So that'll put runners on first and second, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Gabe Lopez. The Scots already cut the lead in half thanks to a home run by Max Bowers. And now the Bruins wanting to get out of this inning. They've got 2 outs. They've done it a couple times in this game where they've had to get out of a jam. They've worked themselves into another one with runners on first and second. This one ripped towards center field. Ramsey makes a play on it, and he'll secure it for the 3rd out of the inning. Scots get one back. It's 2-1 going to the bottom of the 4th.
Fans, a reminder, if you could return foul balls to either dugout, we would certainly appreciate it. Again, if a foul ball comes your way, please get it to either one of the dugouts. Thank you.
Conley Burke will get things going for the Bruins in the bottom of the 4th. This one upstairs to begin the count. This one low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Again, if you're just joining us, we were delayed to start this game. It was supposed to be a 4 o'clock start time as Conley Burke ropes that one into left field for a base hit to begin the bottom of the 4th. But the officiating crew was delayed in getting here, so actually not starting this game until about 5:25-ish. So Bruins jumped ahead early in the bottom of the 1st and then added to their lead to make it 2-0, but the Scots were able to get one back in the top of the 4th. As Shane Peruch, the batter now for the Bruins. This one chopped towards shortstop, and Lopez can't make a play on it. They'll credit it an error on Lopez, but I got to tell you, having been in that situation before, that difficult hop is often really tough to judge. I don't think there was any way he was going to get Burke at second base, so his only option likely would have been the throw out over to first. But in any case, runners now on first and second, and that'll bring up Chad Bain, the second baseman for the Bruins, as the team has some life here in the bottom of the 4th. This one upstairs for ball 1. And Bain trying to lay down a bunt. Smart call there from Coach Castile. Again, trying to move the runners over. Still no outs here in the bottom of the fourth, and would imagine a bunt is coming once again. This time he gets it down, and a great bunt that time by Chad Bain. The out over at first, but Bain does his job to move the runners to second and third. Again, a very well laid down bunt for Chad Bain. And that'll bring up Isaiah Brandt.
Now back number 2, Zay Brink.
Brandt thought about going after it, but it was upstairs and outside, so wisely held off that time. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Bruins still with a 2-1 advantage, hoping to add to it. This one fouled off behind home plate. Make it 1 ball and 1 strike now.
Right 70 influences the score, as long as it's not right at the first base.
Brandt swinging. Strike 2 as the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
He can even get out and get an RBI.
This one inside, but it gets past the catcher. That's going to bring home Conley Burke on the pass ball, and that'll put Shane Peruch on third. Make it 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth.
Trade out for
This one ripped towards shortstop. Looking it back over and then throwing it away. And they're going to call that one actually out of play on the overthrow. So the error on Lopez throwing over to first, that's going to allow Peruch to score. And it's going to move Isaiah Brandt over to second.
that's going to be was that hit to the
Still 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Colby Hogan.
block this.
Inside and high. Hogan already took one today, so I'm thinking he's wanting to dodge this time. A lot of his teammates will say wear it, but if you've been there and actually worn it, it actually hurts. So
Yeah, up in that area.
catcher coming out to talk to Hurd there for a second. And Tanner Hurd has had some control issues today in terms of ball location.
Yeah. Did they do that in call here? They do. I thought you were joking. I thought you were joking.
This one low and outside. Make it 2 balls and no strikes. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Bruins have gotten 2 this inning. Both of them on errors.
Just it's supposed to help speed the game. Speed the game up. It's already so slow. What are little things here and there?
Hurd on the 2-0. This one downstairs. It actually was 3-0 apparently, so that'll be a walk. And that will put Hogan on first. Runners on first and second. And we're going to have a pitching change here for the Scots. So we will take a quick break to allow that pitching change. Runners on first and second, a 4-1 score here in the fourth.
Now on the pitch for Maryville, number 17, Tommy Musuris.
Back underway here from Conestee Park as the Scots have done a pitching change.
Tommy Musuris.
Looks like Tommy Musuris will come on in relief, hoping to stop the bleeding for the Scots as Riley Ramsey hoping to keep it going for the Bruins. They've gotten 2 this inning, hoping to add a couple of more. First, runners on first and second. And the 1-0. Ramsey thought about it upstairs there very briefly as the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes now. Pitch right down Broadway that time. 2 balls and 1 strike. This one coming back down in the dirt, but good job by the catcher to block that one in front. Make it 3 balls and 1 strike now with runners on first and second, still 1 out. Bruins have slowly been building this lead. They lead 4-1 here in the fourth. Breaking ball as Ramsey cuts at that one. Boy, he wanted that. And that'll make the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That one breaking in, and Ramsey just going to foul that one off to the first base side.
That was good, 2 strike here. It's easy to just sit fastball. That was good. He adjusted. That was very nice.
Still full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way. This one roped towards center field. Should be deep enough to tag the runner. And the runner, Brant, will move from second to third. And that will bring up Cole Pearson.
Now batting number 38, Cole Pearson.
Cole Pearson, the batter, 2 outs, and runners at the corners. Evens the count on the fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike. This one outside.
Yeah. That's actually like where he was calling.
This one skied towards left field. It is going to be in fair territory, secured by the left fielder, that time Nelson Smith, and that will end the inning. Bruins get 2 back. They lead 4-1 as we go to the top of the 5th.
Now coming on to pitch for the Bruins, number 6, Noah Weaver.
We begin the top of the 5th, and the Bruins have a pitching change on the mound. It's Noah Weaver on in relief, so Ethan Rogers goes 4 complete. And ends his day with a 4-1 lead. And the Bruins bullpen hoping they can keep that.
Now batting for Maryville, number 22, Nelson Smith.
Nelson Smith will lead things off for the Scots here in the top of the 5th. Weaver starts off the at-bat with a strike right down the middle of the plate. Upstairs, and it's quickly 0-2. Getting a lot of chatter from the home dugout. This is, I believe, Noah Weaver's first appearance this season. On the 0-2. This one fouled off behind home plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Off speed is roped to the right center field gap. That's going to find its way into the gap. And it's going to be a stand-up double for Nelson Smith. So a good job being patient. That off-speed pitch hanging up just a little bit. And Smith making him pay. Nelson Smith moves to 3-4-3 on the day. And Zach Graham now the batter. Barcino over to third. And it's going to be a stolen base, and I believe the reason for that, second base was not really holding them on, either second base or shortstop, and Weaver didn't even look back towards second. So Nelson Smith very quickly on third now. And we're going to have a balk. And once again, it's the delivery. The Bruins have got to understand that you have got to come fully set before you can head towards home. And that's twice now. The Bruins have been called for balks. And it is 4-2 now off the balk. And this one swung at. So 1 ball and 1 strike. This one upstairs, so 2 balls and 1 strike. Lead cut in half, 4-2. Here in the 5th inning. Upstairs once again. Make it 3-1 now. This will be upstairs, so that'll be another walk. Still nobody out, and Christian Carlton, the first baseman, up next for the Scots. It's going to be a strike on the outside corner. This one outside and high. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. That sun starting to set towards the west side of the stadium, and particularly third baseman and left fielder, that side of the infield and outfield. The sun is almost directly eye level. 1 ball and 2 strikes after the foul. Weaver hoping to get the first out of the inning here. Maybe even two. This one chopped towards second base. Bain flips over to Conley Burke for one. Over to first in time. 4-6-3 double play. So one swing of the bat produces 2 outs. The Bruins have some momentum here, hoping to get out of this inning. That one outside and low for Jimmy Meredith. Weaver finding the strike zone that time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. Inside curveball. Good placement that time from Noah Weaver. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. This one chopped at. It's going to be fouled behind home plate. Count stays at 2-2. This one chopped towards shortstop. Conley Burke fields it. Getting it over to first in time. And that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 4-2 our score.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 14, Zach Burke.
4-5-6 for the Bruins here in the bottom of the 5th as Zach Burke will lead things off. He is 0 for 0 today. He's been hit by a pitch and a couple of sacks after that. First pitch called a strike. The 0-1 is going to find that outside corner, so quickly 0-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. And it's going to be outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one ripped down the first base side and fielded cleanly over there first by Carlton, and Zach Burke is the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Daniel Barcina, for the Bruins. Barcina goes after the first pitch and fouls it into the bleachers on the third base side. This one low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. This one outside. Make it 2 balls and 1 strike. Swinging strike evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Low and outside. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. This one chopped right back up the middle, goes off of the glove of the pitcher, and not going to be able to get Barcina at first. So that's an infield single on, or by, Daniel Barcina. That'll put a runner aboard, and Conley Burke will be the next batter for the Bruins. Burke is 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch downstairs for ball 1. Pitcher comes right back for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. Barcina on first. Shane Peruch on deck. This one low. And Barcina breaking for second. Unfortunately, got a late jump on that one, and so he's going to be thrown out at second. So that's the second out of the inning. This one ripped towards the shortstop, and it's going to find its way into the hole between short and third. So a single by Conley Burke keeps the inning alive as Shane Peruch will be up. Chopped a single once again between short and third. And that'll be runners on first and second now as Peruch is aboard, and that'll bring Chad Bain up to the plate. And the Bruins looking for some insurance. They lead 4-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. This one inside and low. And Bain laying down a bunt there with 2 outs. More just, I think, trying to catch the defense napping a little bit, as earlier he laid down a beautiful bunt to move the runners to second and third. But with runners on first and second and 2 outs, again, unless you're trying for a drag bunt situation or you see the positioning of the infield is such that you think you could beat it out. This one chopped towards the third base side, and that'll drift into foul territory. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 5th. Runners take their lead. The pitch on the way. Swinging strike as the breaking ball gets Chad Bain, and that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 6th. Same score, 4-2 here at Conestee. We go to the top of the 6th here at Conestee Park. Max Bowers, the batter for the Scots, and last time up he put the Scots on the board with a solo home run to left field. Noah Weaver again in relief for the Bruins, his 2nd inning of work, and he starts off with a strike on the outside corner. This one low in the dirt. Barcina will glove it, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. This one low once again. 2 balls and 1 strike now. This one ripped down the third base line, but foul. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swinging strike upstairs, and he got Bowers to chase. Good strikeout there by Noah Weaver to begin the inning, and that'll bring up Zach Fritz. Begins the at-bat with a fastball outside, called a ball. Evens the count. Outside corner fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike now. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Bruins still leading 4-2. They have led the entirety of the game. They got their go-ahead run in the bottom of the 1st and then slowly added to that to make it a 2-0 lead, and then got 2 more in the 4th. And that's been our score. 4-2 so far. This one chopped right back up the middle, and it's going to find its way into the outfield for a single. So Fritz once again on board for the Scots. And that'll bring up Kendall Catlett. Still 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Runner on first now. Weaver going to try to pick off the runner at first. This one fouled off towards the first base dugout. Fritz takes his lead at first. This one chopped back up the middle once again. Burke steps on second, over to first in time. 6-3 double play, and that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Bruins up 4-2. Zay Brandt will lead things off for the Bruins here in the bottom of the 6th. They have a 4-2 advantage here at Conestee Park against Maryville College. Just 2 weeks ago, the Bruins fell to Maryville 11-1 up in Tennessee. Have been able to hold their own, but even I was talking to Coach Castile a little bit before this game, and he said that the score really wasn't indicative of the way that they played against Maryville last time. This one chopped towards shortstop. Gomez is Lopez able to get it over to first in time, but it did bring the first baseman off the bag. And he swiped to try to apply the tag, but not going to be in time. So Isaiah Brandt is on board with the infield single to begin the inning. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Colby Hogan. Bottom six, 4-2 score here at Conestee. It is Tommy Masuris who has continued his work in relief for the Scots. I believe this is his third inning of work. Fastball low and outside. That'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Bruins will have 1, 2, 3 coming up. Again, already a runner on first in Isaiah Brandt. He scored the winning run on Friday night, and he's breaking for second. That one chopped foul, so the hit and run not going this time. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the batter. Don't think we'll have a hit and run in this particular situation. Upstairs on Hogan. As I mentioned before, he has already been hit by a pitch in this game. In the first inning, he came around to score the go-ahead run in the first. The 2-2 pickoff move over to first. Now the 2-2, and this one flied into right field. And that's going to be secured for the routine fly ball in the first out of the inning. That'll bring up center fielder Riley Ramsey for the Bruins.
Go, Riley. Big bat, buddy, big bat.
This one low in the dirt, but good block by the catcher that time. Count moves to 1 ball and no strikes.
Go, Riley.
This one chopped over to the visitor dugout.
Go, Fiver.
Brandt takes his lead at first. Ramsey hoping to extend this lead. Pick off over to first, and Brandt easily back in time.
Go, Riley.
Upstairs and outside, make it 2 balls and 1 strike now. Outside and high, and make it 3 balls and 1 strike now to Ramsey. Cole Pearson on deck.
Put it on a tee, Riley, on a tee.
It's going to be outside and high once again. So runners now on first and second, and Cole Pearson the batter. And we may have a pitching change here for the Scots. And we will. So that'll be it for Tommy Masuris. Scott's going to the bullpen. We'll take a quick break. Runners on first and second. 4-2 our score here in the bottom of the sixth. DJ Cooper in on relief for the Scots here in the bottom of the sixth, hoping to stop the Bleeding Bruins. Have runners on first and second with one out. And this one finding the inside corner for a called strike on Cole Pearson. Pearson drove in a run in the first inning and began the scoring for the Bruins. Hoping he can do so again. Swinging strike on the outside corner that time. No balls and 2 strikes now to Pearson. Zach Burke is on deck. Again, 1 out here in the sixth. Swinging strike, and down goes Pearson. 1, 2, 3. And that'll bring up Zach Burke. Cooper's first pitch is an off-speed pitch outside. That's 4 straight strikes to come into relief. And if you're a relief pitcher, that's exactly how you want to start. That's going to be an outside corner called strike. Make it 5 straight strikes for DJ Cooper in relief. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Burke trying to keep the inning alive. And Burke went around that time, so strike 3. And that's going to end the inning. We go to the top of the 7th. Same score here at Conestee, 4-2. Ian Campbell will start things off for the Scots in the top of the 7th. It's 4-2 here at Conestee Park. Been a pretty back-and-forth contest between these two teams. Bruins have held the lead the entirety of the game. They took the lead in the bottom of the first and then slowly added to it since then. Noah Weaver has been on in relief. This one popped up towards the right side of the infield. And Conley Burke going to his right and securing the pop fly for out number 1.
Now batting number 1, Gabe Lopez.
Gabe Lopez now top of the order for the Scots. Now, one thing you got to credit the Bruins pitching staff. This is their 3rd pitcher in relief. And each of the pitchers has done a great job of pitch location, but also has been backed up well by the Bruins defense today. Earlier in the season, you saw some errors on the Bruins, and they have had a really clean defensive game today so far. This one chopped towards the first base side, in between first and second. That'll find its way into right field, and Lopez on board with a 1-out single. You see the lights starting to turn on here at Conestee Park. Again, if you're just joining us, we had an almost an hour and a half delay to start the game, just due to a miscommunication between the officiating crew and both of the teams. Having talked to both coaches, the umpires thought the game was at 6, or they had been communicated that the game was at 6. So around 3:45, this one skied towards left field. That might find its way out of the ballpark, and one swing of the bat, and that one is gone. Nelson Smith having a day. He is 4 for 4 on the day, and that one a home run, a 2-run shot to tie this game up at 4-4. One swing of the bat, and we got a brand new ball game. That'll bring up Zach Graham. He's 0 for 2 today. And he'll chop this one into left field. Keeps it going for the Scots with a 1-out single. This is where, if you're the Bruins, you need to regroup and come right back and get out of this inning and go back to what's been working offensively for you. We're going to have a timeout called here by Coach Clint Helton, and talking over with the batter, I think there was a quick thought about perhaps a pinch runner over at first. But Zach Graham will stay out there, and Christian Carlton now the batter. Hoping to keep this rally and this inning going for the Scots. Swings to the first pitch, strike 1. Bruins do have some action up in the bullpen. And we're going to have another balk called. And again, all I can gather is the delivery. You have got to be set. And now we're going to have that pinch runner as Carter Crow comes into the game, replacing Zach Graham.
single one beat. Ball. That's BJ.
This one roped towards right field. That's going to find its way down. Could potentially score the runner. And again, I'm not sure why Burke hesitated. Carter Crow had tripped coming around third base, and Zach Burke kind of stuttered on his throw. And then Crow was able to get up and finish scoring. So now the Scots with a 5-4 advantage. Still one out. Bruins need an answer. Weaver delivers. This one flied into right field. Hogan able to settle under it for the out. So that's the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up number 6, Max Bowers. Bowers has already had a home run in this game. This one outside and low. Roped into right field. Hogan trying to chase this one down, and unfortunately, it gets past him. It's going to go all the way to the wall. That's going to bring one runner around. And Bowers with a 2-out triple. And just like that, it is 6-4. And we're going to have a pitching change here for the Bruins. We'll take a short break. Scots have gotten 4 runs here in the 7th. That's going to do it for Noah Weaver.
You have to try to make that play as an outfielder.
Nick Cortez on in relief for the Bruins as they have 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. And it's Zach Fritz, the batter, the runner on third. Rips this one down the first base line, but it's going to drift into foul territory. No balls and 1 strike.
Now batting number 26, Zach Fritz. This guy reminds me of Brandon.
The 0-1 upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Cortez working out of the stretch. This one ripped towards the gap, and it's going to find its way into the outfield, so Fritz keeps the inning alive and scores Bowers from third, and that's going to make it 7-4. Two outs here in the 7th. Kendall Catlett coming up now. This one upstairs for ball 1 to begin the at-bat. And again, the Bruins just desperately trying to get out of the top of the 7th here. It has been a 5-run 7th inning so far. And what was a 4-2 lead has turned into a 7-4 deficit. This one over towards the dugout, and Barcina not going to be able to get there in time. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 downstairs and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Just a little bit inside. Make it 3 balls and 1 strike now. Swinging. Strike 2. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes now with 2 outs. Let's see if Cortez can get the Bruins out of the inning here. The full count to Catlett. Runner goes, fouled off to the first base side. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cortez out of the stretch. The 3-2, got him swinging. And that'll end the inning. The damage has been done as the Scots come roaring back. 5 runs in the top of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Bruins trailing 7-4. Bottom of the 7th here at Conestee Park. Bruins trailing 7-4 after a 5-run inning by the Scots. And Daniel Barcina will get things going for the Bruins here in the 7th. Beautiful night here at Conestee Park. Bruins are hoping to battle back and get the win. They have led, or had led, all the way up to the top of the 7th when they went into the top of the 7th up 4-2. But as I said, 5 runs in that top of the 7th. And now Bruins have to do some work here. It'll be 5-6-7 for the Bruins, which today has been a pretty solid section of their lineup. DJ Cooper continues his relief effort as this one fouled off. Cooper came in and threw 6 straight strikes and struck out back-to-back batters in the last inning. He's now got a 2-1 count here in the bottom of the 7th. As I said before in the broadcast, Bruins will be on the road later this week as they play Mid-Atlantic Christian University in North Carolina. Then we'll be on the road next week as well. Check out the Bruins website for all the latest scheduling information. Just a handful of home games left. If you want to come out and see your Bruins here at Conestee Park, again, as we've said before, games are absolutely free this season. You can find out more information about the Bruins schedule at bjubruins.com. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Daniel Barcina. Cooper continues to work out of the stretch. Pitch on the way is low, and Barcina will be aboard with a walk.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 9, Conley Burke.
Barcina on first, Conley Burke the batter.
He had a pretty good day.
Bruins are down 3 here in the 7th. Cooper's breaking ball on the inside corner, strike 1. Swinging strike. Burke quickly behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. This one fouled off. Burke stays alive. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, it's going to be a strike 3 called on that inside corner. Burke goes down on strikes. And that'll bring up Shane Peruch with 1 out here in the 7th. Swinging strike.
It might be over there. They play all kinds of stuff.
And that's going to be strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Chop towards shortstop. Lopez trying to go over to second, but he overthrows second base. Barcina will be on third, so an error on the throw. And that'll put runners at the corners.
Now batting number 1, Chad Bain.
Chad Bain now up. 1 out and the runners at the corners. Opportunity to extend the lead here as this one skied towards left field. That will be deep enough for the tag. And Barcina will come home on the sac fly. So the Bruins chipping away at that lead, 7-5 now. And that'll bring up Isaiah Brandt.
Now batting number 2, Zay Brandt.
Breaking ball going to find the strike zone. No balls, 1 strike. Baruch takes his lead at first. This one inside, too far inside this time, and 1 ball and 1 strike. Swinging strike for Brandt, and now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Cooper, his pitch on the way, swinging strike, and down goes Brandt. And actually, they're going to say that one was down on the ground. So the catcher going over to first to make the play just to make it a surety. And that'll end the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. Bruins get 1 back, but still trail by 2. Top 8 here at Conestee Park. Scott's back to the plate, and Ian Campbell will start things off for Maryville. They were able to put up 5 runs in that last inning. Nick Cortez on in relief. Once again, this one roped towards the left center field gap. The Riley Ramsey had played that shift right as he was right there to secure it for out number 1. Gabe Lopez will take his next at bat. Cortez starts off with what I thought was a strike, but umpire has a better vantage point than I do. This one ripped towards the left field wall. Forget about it. That one way out of here. And that will be a home run and extend the lead to 8-5 now. Here in the 8th. Lead back up to 3. And that'll bring up Nelson Smith, who has had quite the day for the Scots. He hit a home run his last time up. A 2-run shot which tied the game and sparked that 5-run inning in the 7th. This one ripped towards left field. Could be deep enough. That's going to go off the wall. Brandt will grab it and get it in quickly, but it's going to be a stand-up double for Nelson Smith. Folks, that is 5 for 5 today. 3 doubles and a home run. What a day for Nelson Smith. And I believe we're going to have a pitching change here for the Bruins. Nick Cortez is done in relief. Looks like Tyler Pearson making his way to the mound. We'll take a quick break.
Now on the pitch for the Bruins, number 41, Tyler Pearson.
Tyler Pearson on in relief for the Bruins. The Scots have been able to push their lead back out to 3, courtesy of a home run from Gabe Lopez. There is one out here in the 8th, and Nelson Smith on second. Ball 1.
Colton Hicks. L-T-O-N-H-I-C-K.
And the pickoff move is actually going to get away from the second baseman, and that's actually going to score a run. Nelson Smith going to come around from second, and that increases the lead to 9-5.
Just make it one or the other. Yeah, that's
We actually have a pinch hitter in Colton Hicks. And this one hit down the third base side, so 2 balls and 1 strike now. (9-5). here at Conestee. This one ripped down the third base line and foul once again. Hicks staying alive in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the 8th. Pearson upstairs. And it's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This one roped back up the middle. Bain is able to cut it off, but wisely not throwing across his body. That would have been an awkward angle to try to get it back over to first. So it is going to be an infield single for Colton Hicks, and it keeps the inning alive for the Scots. There's 1 out here in the top of the 8th. 9-5 our score, and Christian Carlton the batter now for Maryville. Pearson inside and high. Ball 1. Hicks taking a good-sized lead at first. Ripped down the third base line, foul. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Going to be inside once again. 2 balls and 1 strike now. This one popped up. It's going to get into the seats. The 2-2. Low. And in the dirt, full count now on Carlton. Strike 3 called on the breaking ball. And that'll get Carlton on strikes. 2 outs. Runner on first. And Jimmy Meredith, the batter. Outside corner called strike. Pearson has some life now as he was able to get the strikeout and comes right back with a called strike on the outside corner. A little bit high and a little outside that time. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Still 9-5 here in the top of the 8th. Barcina trying to rifle things down, and that's going to squirt its way into the outfield, and Hicks is going to find his way to third base, stealing second and then gets a third as well. Bruins just hoping to get out of the inning here.
Once he gets the second.
Still 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs. Meredith the batter. Swinging strike to even it at 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Swinging strike. And that's going to be an out as he's thrown out at first.
Did you say you fouled it?
Wait, how was he out? He didn't run?
And I think that
Just a strikeout.
Coach Helton is appealing to the umpire that it was a foul. I did not hear or see that at all. And in any case, we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Our score 9-5. This one fouled off to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. We do have a new pitcher in for the Scots, as it's number 21, Grady Cash. This one popped up towards the third base side, and a great job by Hicks on that far side to be able to chase it down in foul territory and record the out. So that'll be out number 1 here in the 8th. It was the top of the order for the Bruins, and now Riley Ramsey, the number 2 hitter, will take his next turn at the plate. Our score is 9-5. Bruins led 4-2 until the 7th, and then the Scots scored 5 in the 7th and another 2 in the 8th. And that has been our score. Bruins hoping to chip away at this lead and get back into this game after leading a good bit of the contest. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. This one chopped into foul territory, and that'll find its way into the seats. And a swinging strike from Ramsey, and that'll retire Ramsey, and it's the second out of the inning. Cash making quick work of the Bruins here to start the eighth. Cole Pearson takes his next turn at the plate. Breaking ball going to find the strike zone. Bruins hoping not to go down quickly 1-2-3 in this inning. But Cash living up to his last name as he has been money for the Scots here so far. Make it 0-2 now with 2 outs. And a swinging strike. 1-2-3 go the Bruins. We go to the top of the ninth. Our score 9-5 here at Conestee. Top of the ninth here at Conestee Park. Bruins with another pitching change as Daniel Williams coming on in relief. Bruins have a 9-5 deficit that they hope to keep from growing. And this will be Max Bowers starting things off for the Scots. Williams goes right down the middle of the plate, strike one. And upstairs, strike two. So a very quick 0-2 count to Bowers. Williams on the 0-2, trying to get him chase outside. And Bowers not going that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's going to be chopped right back up the middle. Burke not able to get there in time, and that'll find its way into the outfield. And unfortunately, nobody covering second. Great presence of mind that time by Max Bowers, as he saw that Burke and Bain had both gone into shallow center field to try to grab the ball, and that meant nobody was on first. Or on second, excuse me. And so Bowers rounded first and turned what should have been a single into a double. Zach Fritz now, the DH for the Scots, up next. This one going to get by Barcina, so Bowers will find his way over to third on the pass ball. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes now. Here in the top of the 9th. Swinging strike as Williams battles back. 2 balls and 1 strike now with no outs here. In the top of the 9th inning, Bruins hoping to not let the score continue to grow. Bowers on third. The 2-1. He did go around that time, so it's going to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 from Williams. Low. The count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And it's going to be ball 4. Kendall Catlett will come up for his next bat with runners at the corners now. Yeah, they're going to say an outside ball that time. It looked awfully close to that outside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. That is low. Make it 2-0 now. The 2-0 from Williams. Outside, and Bowers making his way to the plate, and that's going to go past the pitcher. And again, the Bruins just shooting themselves in the foot right now as a pass ball allows the run to score. And then another pass ball allows the runner going from first to third. And just like that, it's a 10-5 game. This one chopped over to first base. Zach Burke will step on first, and that'll be the first out of the inning. As Catlett goes down, and Ian Campbell will come up for the Scots. Outside corner going to be called a strike on Campbell. Swinging strike makes it 0-2. Williams ahead in the count. Hoping to get this second out of the inning. Swinging strike upstairs. And that'll retire Campbell. And it'll bring up the top of the order in Gabe Lopez. He hit a home run last time up, but he's 3 for 5 on the day. I went upstairs. Ball 1. This one roped into the first base bleachers. Slider on that outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Williams hoping to get out of the inning here. This one fouled off into the screen. Lopez stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside, evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. This one roped. And it's going to find its way into center field. That'll score Fritz from second. Or excuse me, from third. And that'll increase the lead 11-5 now here in the 9th. Nelson Smith will be the batter for the Scots with a runner on first. This one roped towards center field. And Ramsey actually did not see it. So he's going to let that one fall to the turf. So an error on Riley Ramsey, and it's another hit for the Scots. I'm not sure if Ramsey just lost it in the sky but it looked like he had a play on it, and then just like that, the inning's still alive. That'll bring up Colton Hicks. For the Scots, runners on second and third. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner. Chop towards the first base side. Zach Burke will field it and get over to first in time, and that will finally end the inning for the Bruins. A lot of ground to work or to make up as we go to the bottom of the 9th. 11-5 our score. Zach Burke will lead things off here for the Bruins. Last chance in the bottom of the ninth. Bruins trailing 11-5. That one upstairs so quickly. 2 balls and no strikes to Burke. Bruins hoping for a dramatic rally and win. They led a majority of the game until that 7th inning. This one outside, 3-0. It will be 4-5-6 for the Bruins. And Cash coming right back with a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike now. And it's going to be ball 4. So Zach Burke on with a leadoff walk. And that'll bring up Daniel Barcina. Barcina's first pitch is a swinging strike. Low and outside. Evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner on first. Outside and high. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Swinging strike evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Barcina. Conley Burke on deck. Strike 3 called, and Daniel Barcina goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. Now Conley Burke takes his turn, hoping to keep things alive. His brother Zach on first. Ball outside. That one finding the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. A good breaking ball that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes now with 1 out. Upstairs and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one fouled off into the seats. Still 2-2. Swinging strike, and down goes Burke. Back-to-back strikeouts, and Shane Peruch hoping to keep the Bruins inning alive. 2 outs. Zach Burke on first. And a strike 1 to begin the at-bat. This one low and in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swinging strike from Peruch. Bruins down to their last strike, two balls and 2 strikes. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and that'll do it. The Scots come roaring back in the 7th with 5 runs to take the lead, and then didn't relinquish it. Your final score here from Conestee Park, Maryville takes it. 11-5 your final score. Again, the Bruins will be on the road this weekend. A couple of weeks until the Bruins are back here at home. You can find out all that information at bjubruins.com. Stay tuned for our post-game press conference with Coach Castile. That'll be on our YouTube channel. You can find that information at youtube.com/BJU Bruins. That's going to do it for us on the broadcast. I'm Johnny Gammett saying good night, God bless, and go Bruins.